feedback. Hold on a minute. I've got back. Muting the mic. Or muting, what's the name? Alright, hello. I know normally when I do a live stream, no one's around, but hey, at least people do get to watch it later. Right, I'm going to give you some information about what I'm going to be doing to my channel and, well, it's not so much about the channel, what I'm going to be doing in the future, I suppose. I had a package through yesterday. I was expecting some hats from eBay with the actual head cam adapter already pierced in. Because I'm actually streaming through YouTube, I can't actually do a screen share, but I can do it the other way, I suppose. Just got to log into my eBay account. So I actually ordered some of these hats with the head adapter on for your cameras, yeah. It's already like built in to the actual cap. I have actually got a clip on one, but I haven't got the attachment for it to be honest, yeah. So that's what I ordered, and I was expecting it today, but they came yesterday. But I didn't get what I actually ordered, would you believe? The seller actually sent me 3 of these. Now, I didn't know what these were until I took a picture and done a Google image. These are fixing watches. A watch handle thing. What good is that going to do with me for carrying around with a camera? You know, even a camera wouldn't fit in it, to be honest with you. I couldn't use it like a mini selfie stick. So I've emailed them back and I told them you sent me the wrong object. You know, you sent me 3 of these and I ordered 3 hats. And I don't know if they sold out or not, but they did have 4 originally. I bought 3 of them and they sent me 3 of these instead. So I sent an email back to them and I said, hey, you know, you sent me the wrong items. You either send me the caps or I'm going to put a report into eBay and put a complaint in. I got an email today saying, we're very sorry about the inconvenience. Would you like a full refund? So I said yes, send me the money back, and I've ordered them again on another site. Now the problem with these purchases, sometimes that you can order something from one person, and you know you can tell by it's a Chinese site by going down onto their contact details, yeah. And once you've ordered something here, even if it turns up or not here, let's say you've got a problem with it, and you either got to return it or they're going to refund you the money for it, yeah. When you go onto eBay to look for another site, and you see the same item that you originally wanted ordered, but the first seller screwed up, you go to another seller, and before you order it, what you want to do is go down to the actual contact details and make sure it's not the same Chinese seller. Because not all Chinese sellers are stupid by sending you the wrong things. So I was hoping to get, you know, some of these caps with the actual attachments already in the cap, you know, for your head cam. So I'm at the moment using the strap. And the strap keeps like moving around too much. So I've got to wait for my refund now. Then I can actually reorder from a different site. So that is a bit of a bummer. So you can hear like a humming noise. That's my blow heater down. It's bloody cold in here today. I was going to go out, but I decided not to. I can't go out tomorrow because it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. But Friday, I'm going to go to my permission and continue with that other part of the field I'm doing on Ron's field, you know, my first permission. I might do another little walk around on the new permission that I got just before Christmas. I've not done no metal detecting on it yet. I did a little walk around on my last video, Well, not the last one, previous one. The last one I was with Alan. We didn't find much when I was with Alan on Monday. But that's the way things goes, I suppose. But when I was at my last time permission, which was last week, I did have a little walk around. I want to have another little walk around and see, if there's any kind of like inundations, like mounds or things like. Because I've been looking at the Google Maps on 1860, and although you can see a few like circular things, that's probably where the actual World War II German bombers dropped a few bombs. But there is like a couple little mounds there, and I don't know what those mounds are, and I can't really find much information on them. It's just like you can see them on the Google Maps. These like little mounds. It could just be, general, trash. It could be something, from way back in the 16th, 17th, 18th century, for all I know. Could be fire pits where they melted stuff. It could be anything really. So I want to go around now, and I'm also going to have a look in that tree line as well, because I didn't really get to have a proper look in the whole tree line going around it. So I want to have a look in that as well. So I'm planning to go to my permission on Friday, do some more on Ron's Field. But before I do that, I'll have a walk around on my new permission over there, and then I'll get back on to doing some metal detecting. I'm still having problems with those cameras. I don't know why. The batteries are being charged up, constantly. Sometimes I turn them on, they're working perfectly. Turn the camera off, turn it back on, and it says the battery's not being recognised, or the battery's flat or something, And I know the batteries ain't flat. So, if that is something that is happening to all the newer kind of cameras that come out, I don't know. It could just be a manufacturing fault. It could be a bug in the camera equipment. No idea. So, I do take plenty of batteries with me. I may have to take my old 1080p camera with me as well, just to be on the safe side. Because when I met up with Alan the other day, I was on 2.7K, and for some reason that didn't look as good as my other video, which I did last week. That one I did last week on my permission looked better than the one I did with Alan, and that's both on 2.7K. So that's a bit weird, actually. The one I did a week previously was on 4K, and you can see where I'm running the metal detector on the ground. It's like, conic wavy fuzziness kind of thing, and that was on 4K. So I don't know what was happening now, but I will try doing some more 4Ks later and see if it turns out the same. It could just be like where I was like, well, no, I don't think it was that. Using that Filmer Armory, I don't think it was that what caused it. I think it's the motion of the camera. A lot of these don't have stabilities on them. If you want stability, you've got to pay, big money for them. So, just have to wait and see how the videos come out, I'm afraid to say. They might come out all right, they might come out crap. I did a little walk around yesterday video. I had to go and get some cat litter because my Lidl's, my local one, still didn't have none. So I had to go up to Streatham Town Centre. I did do a little video at Streatham, but for some reason it didn't record. Maybe I didn't press the record button properly. But I did actually get some cat litter. And I thought it was 20 kilo, but it's 10 kilo, but it felt like 20 kilo. Bloody heavy, I'll tell you that for one thing. But I did have a 6-pack of these drinks in there as well, so that's probably what put the weight on my backpack. So yeah, so I thought I'd do a little video to see what it's like during the daytime and night time, and it was partly daytime and night time on yesterday's video. I just wanted to do like a little walk around test run on that new camera, the 4K one. The one with the built-in dual screen that one. So that's what I did yesterday. I will still be using this one out in the field quite more regular, but I will also take my 1080p one with me as well in case of any problems. I've only got a 16 gig card in this one, but I can take out my other one, my other new backup camera, which I've got on in my bag, which I've not taken out. And talking about cameras, yeah. How about this, right? There's a guy, right, on eBay, right. He had a camera, a 1080p. I think it's a 1080p camera, right. Let me just check it, right. Hang on. Action Cam 380M, right, with two housing covers, you know, the underwater casings, yeah. And he put £3 postage on it, which is, you know, fair enough, and a starting bid of 1p, right. I put a bid on £1.50, and I was the only winner. You know, no one else bidding on it whatsoever. And the only reason I bought it was because I keep losing these bottom bits, yeah. So, you know, and the camera, you know, I could have like used the spares, you know, scrap. I could have like taken it apart and hacked it and made it into like what's it called, ultraviolet. Because if you take the filter out, he actually makes the camera kind of like a purpley UV kind of thing, you know. But I've only attempted 2 of those. One of them did work, the other one didn't work, and I screwed it up. But I thought, well, if I can get it, you know, I might just take it apart, take the filter out, and have a second UV camera. Will you believe the guy sent me an email saying, "Oh, sorry, accidentally got listed, and I've already sold it, right?" But the catch, right, is that, oh, I've got another one, right, another camera with 2 housing cases. You know, it was £10. Well, if he sold the other one, right, he should have given me that one for like the same price, even though it was a penny, you know. Because, like, you know, I'm thinking, no, he's trying to pull a fast one here. He's got to be pulling the fast one. He hasn't sold the other one. He's probably pissed because he sold the camera and 2 housings for a penny. You know, I don't think it would have cost even more than a couple of quid, you know, on the actual postage. So he still would have made something on the postage, you know. But, you know, snidey little bugger saying that I sold it, but I've got another one, you know. Well, if he's got another one, he could be selling me that one for the same price. But no, he wants 10 quid for it. So I said, no, just give me your money back. And he hasn't refunded me yet. So if he doesn't refund me, I will put in a complaint. And I'll explain to eBay saying that he reckons he sold it, but he's got another one. And he's trying to pump the price up, you know, kind of thing. And he can get suspended for that. Or banned from, like, listing camera equipment. So eBay ain't been too good to me lately, to be honest with you. You know, items not you know, guy turned around and said, well, sorry, I sold it, but I've got another one, you know. If you want it, I'll sell it for you 10 quid. I said, no. 10 quid, you can buy a fucking brand new one for £10. And you've got all the, you know, attachments. Although it's only like a 720 or 1080p one, at least it's brand new for the same price. So, no, I just told him I want my money back. Same with the caps. You know, these hat things with the, what's the name? I told the eBay, so I want my money back. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I don't repair watches. You know, if he wants them back, he's going to have to pay the postage back for them. And not only that, he's going to also pay my travel costs. It's going to cost me money to go up to the post office and back. He might just put these down, you know, it's like lost in a post. Well, not lost in a post, but he can probably put claim this back, you know, kind of like damaged items or something, because it looks like a big Chinese business. So when I looked on his camera photography listing, he had well over like 15, 20 pages of like, camera stuff. So yeah, like, trying to get stuff on eBay at the moment's been kind of a bit of a pain in the arse, actually. So it's best to get it off Amazon if you can, but even those caps on Amazon, you're talking about £5-6 each. If you wanted to, you could probably get them in China, but they'd take like 4 or 5 weeks to get through here to get them. The hats with the camera attachment in the front. It's not actually on the cap, so right there on the front. So when you actually got it on, your camera will be up here. You might feel a bit of a bump there, because of the way they've actually inserted into the hat, but you probably get used to that a bit later on. But with the camera, with this, when you got a head strap and you got it on like that, sometimes you just don't realise if it's like sitting up straight or down, and you can't even tell if you got it like dead centered. Because sometimes I've had my camera going around a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, but with the ones, with their built-in attachment, it is kind of like dead centered. So that's why I wanted to buy a couple. I did order 3, as I say. I was going to keep 2 myself and possibly give Alan one, but until I get the refund, I ain't going to order another one or another 3. So I probably will get another one. This is the other one I was talking about. The camera attachment. You can actually get these on eBay. What you do, and it goes that way around. You clip it onto your cap like so, but then I haven't got the bit to attach the camera on. I don't think. I might have. I don't know. Let me have a look, see if this might work. I think this might work, not sure. Take that off a minute. Oh, it does fit. Oh, I have got it. There's me hunting around for one the other day and I couldn't find the damn thing. So, you can get them like that. But again, when you put it on your cap, you've got to like muck around trying to find out exactly how it's sitting. And not only that, you've got this bloody thing sticking out, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. And like, it does kind of like, well, to me, annoys you, because you don't really want to see that sticking out. You might be able to do it another way by doing it. Possibly that way, like that, at the side, but then your cap's going to start looping down. So I'm trying to find any other ones which doesn't have so much of a bit sticking out so much, kind of thing. This, I want a smaller clip if possible, so you've only got like a little bit of a clip sticking out. It is bloody annoying to see, how much is sticking out. Quite a bit of it, to be honest with you. Some people will be okay with it, but I won't be able to do it like that. I have tried it out, before. It's just like that's sticking out, that's too high. And you've got to like keep trying to adjust the damn thing to find out what way is better. It's more easier just having it on the head strap. But if you can get the cap, which has got the adapter in it, it's only going to be sticking out like that and you ain't going to really see it. So that's the reason I want the cap ones. The cap ones will probably be a lot more easier. Let's put this back on for now. Now I was going to go out today, but I didn't, because I didn't get up till like 1 o'clock, 1:30. So when it's on here, on your cap, You know, you've got nothing sticking out, and you don't even remember some of the times or realise you've still got your camera up on there. But you're still going to have the, you know, the way of trying to get it sorted out. You know, you've got to have it tightened up as much as you can. And sometimes, you know, even when you do tighten it up, it's still kind of a little bit loose on it. But, you know, when you actually got a cat version, that bit ain't going to be, well, I think it is. It's still going to be the same, I think. It's just you ain't got the strap. This is just attached. You don't get the camera. You just get the actual adapter connected to the camera. I was actually going to try to somehow mock it up myself, but I don't think there's a way I could do one. So I've got to wait for the refund and want to get the refund back from that Chinese guy on eBay. I'm pretty sure he's like Chinese because it's a Chinese business address and basically just using an English VAT number. As soon as I get money back, I'll order some more hats from a different eBay seller. Hopefully I'll get them this time. You know, I could order them now tonight, but I'd rather wait until I get my money back first before I order them again. Although I got a replacement Gold Hunter pinpointer from one of the other ones, because I remember I had two of them. The first one that I had worked okay for like 2 or 3 weeks before it started like playing up on me. You know, you turn it on, it wasn't detecting nothing, and then you turn it off and wait 5 minutes, and suddenly it started working again. Then it stopped working, stop working. So I ordered a new one, and the new one which I got, the first day I took it out, packed up on me practically straight away, kind of thing. Won't work. Well, that second one, I did put a complaint in. Same with the first one, actually. The first one I actually got partial refunded on. So then I bought a different pinpointer. The second Gold Hunter pinpointer, they actually sent me a replacement one and told me to keep the old one, which I've still got. So it's more like 2 for 1 price, but I still have problems with that second one I bought. The replacement one they sent me, that was giving me a little bit of issue the other day. I turned it on and it didn't detect anything. So I put it near my map detector and it didn't go off. So I thought, oh, here we go. That one's going to pack up. Turn it off, turn it back on, it started working again. So I don't know if there is a problem with those gold hunters. I'm just wondering if it might be, due to the cold weather that might not make them work properly. I don't know. What I want to do is wait until the summer, and then like when we got the nice hotter weather, take all 3 of the gold hunters out and see if they all work. Because it could just be like, the sensors inside them have probably been affected by the cold weather. So I've still got I've got 3 Gold Hunter bloody pinpointers. Plus I've got that new yellow one, which has got the LDC screen on it thing, which I've not even used yet. I'll just take that as a backup. I did show Alan, and I did try to point something at it, and the volume isn't that loud. It is very quiet. Maybe because it's like fully waterproof. Maybe it would sound a lot more better underwater than you do hear it on when you're actually using it in the fresh air. If you've got good hearing, you'll probably hear it better. But I've not really used it. I've only tested it out once outside. Then I turned it off and put it back in my bag. So what else is there? Oh yeah, what I'm going to be doing lately, I'm only still probably going out maybe once or twice a week for milk detecting, depending on the weather conditions and if I can afford to go out on the old bus. But I want to start getting and doing some of the stuff I have done in the past, like doing a little bit of nature walk, you know, or nature riding, go on the bike, have a little ride around, take the camera, do some kind of like history stuff, research somewhere, go to the place and, you know, and tell you a little bit about the place. There is a guy called Jamie Boy. And if you're watching Jamie Boy, hello. I have met up with him before, and he goes out a lot, or he used to go out a lot, you know, especially like, you know, in the dry, hot, sunny weathers. And he knows a lot. What the hell was that? Something just flew past my DVR system in the balcony. Really white, bright ball of light just went past it. And I don't think there's many bugs and moths or anything that size that are flying around at this time of night in this weather conditions. But yeah, Jamie Boy, you know, he goes out and he does little videos of some of the locations he goes to. So I'm planning to meet up with him sometime in the summer and go and do some little walkabouts, do some videos. But I want to try to research some of the places I want to go to and give you a little bit of a history background on the place I go to. Like, you know, I've been looking up a little bit more about Mitcham Common, and then I have done a little kind of like history background on that one. It's been there, you know, hundreds of years, Mitcham Common. Mitcham Common did have a lot of not chalk quarries, but they had a few quarries there, and one of the quarries over Mitcham Common, they actually converted into the lake, Seven Islands Lake. It's no longer a Seven Island because they've only got like 2 islands on it now. Because where the water's kind of like all dried up, you know, these little islands have suddenly kind of just disappeared, and, you know, nature's taken over them. So that was actually made around about the 1900s, I believe, between the early 1900s, mid 1900s, and that was actually made from a quarry pit. Same, I believe, with one island, which is on another part of the common. That was also apparently a quarry pit. Bidder's Pond was man-made. So Bidder's Pond, that's actually got a bit more water in it since I last went down there. You know, like I went down there sometimes last year. That's when, you know, I met up with that guy, you know, who told me I couldn't milk detect there. So I packed up and jumped on the bus and ended up getting my permission. I went over there, well, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And that's why I found that other guy milk detecting and not covering all his holes up. But I did have a little look at the lake there. And, well, when I was there last time, when the guy, you know, actually told me I couldn't milk detect there about 5-6 months ago, it was practically enough empty. You know, you could see all the pebbles around, you know, the shoreline. And it isn't that big of a, you know, a lake. But when I went there and caught that other guy not detecting and not covering his holes up, where we've had so much rain, it has actually filled the pond up a little bit, or lake. Some people call it a pond, some people call it a little mini lake. But it is meant to be called a pond because that's why they called it Bidder's Pond under George Bidder. George Bidder was a guy who actually stopped certain things happening to the common. He put a lot of money in to the commons and keep them as they were. Then they actually like created what is it called? A conservative group, and then the conservative group actually took over and been maintaining the commons over there. I still say that you know, there's no law that you can't milk detect over there. There's no law that you can't milk detect over there or dig, but you know, if you're going to dig, you've got to put your holes back. You know, you've got to recover your hole. But this guy who I caught that week never did. and I had to go walking around. I was walking around and I was covering all these holes up, kind of thing. And I still got the video, which I've not uploaded. Well, I had, but it's on private. And I was going to show the guy, although you couldn't really see him that much because he was hiding behind a tree like a coward. So I was having a go at him, and he wasn't English. I don't know, he's Russian, Polish, or whatever. But I uploaded it, so I was tempted to go to the Conservative to say, look, I'm not metal detecting on the Commons anymore because I've got permissions. But you're having to go at me about metal detecting and digging little holes. How about this guy? And actually show him the video. But I don't want to be that mean, so I've decided I ain't gonna show the video. I wanted, I feel like I wanted to go over and put a complaint in, because if they walk around and see the holes over there, they're gonna probably think it's me, and I'm not doing it, So I felt like I want to go over and explain I'm not the one who's digging over there, and I have got video proof of someone else being over there, but I won't show the video. So it's kind of like shall I, shan't I, kind of thing. So I don't want anyone getting into trouble, but that guy is over there quite regular apparently, yeah. And I just want him to be a decent enough person to cover his goddamn holes up, kind of thing. Because then, that way, Conservative groups ain't going to know that anyone's over there metal detecting. When I was over there, I was always covering my holes up and covering them with leaves, so it looks like I haven't metal detected over there. But this other guy, a couple of weeks ago, he was a fucking joke. Great girl was that big, Some of them he actually covered over, but all the dirt that came from inside was around, the clog which he put back in, kind of thing. And there's one big hole which he dug, and it's kind of sunk in. Anyone walking along there during the night time would have definitely tripped over and probably broke their ankle or seriously damaged themselves. So I tried to cover up all these bloody holes, When I went back there to see what he was doing, because I was going to. What happened when I saw the guy? I told him, and it really did piss me off. So I thought, well, I don't go over here, metal detecting over it, so he shouldn't be doing it. And I did go and see if I could see anyone in the Conservatives yet. But because it's just after Christmas time, around about the 27th, I think it was, the offices were closed, so I couldn't actually put a complaint in. So I was hoping if someone was there, I would have led them back and showed where the guy was, because he was on the little island in Bidders Pond. But when I got back, when I went to the office, no one was there. So I thought, well, that guy's lucky, can't put a complaint in. So I went back, and I was going to have another word with him, but when I got back there, he'd already gone. So, but I did have a walk around and amount of holes, there must have been about 25, 30 holes, which he did not cover up. And I ended up covering that up for him. So, that's why I say, people like that gives us a bad name. I don't know how long the guy had been metal detecting for. Every kind of hit he was getting, he was digging up. And even the grunting noise, which you can tell was probably iron he was digging up. And, you could see him digging up something and throwing it to one side and covering it up. So, he got away without getting into any trouble. But I still want to get, I still feel like, should I go over then, and tell them that some other guy was over there detecting? Because I could go over the common one day just for a walk around, and the guy who caught me last year could come up to me and they'd go at me saying, "Hey, you've been over there digging when I haven't," kind of thing. So I need to keep myself covered and clear from any trouble from the Mission Common Conservatives. So I'm still thinking about doing it, going over there, and leading them to where this guy dug all these holes up. They probably might have even known, some might have already put a complaint in, I don't know. But I just want them to know that, I wasn't the only one who's over there digging in. If I'm not allowed to dig, then surely he shouldn't be digging over there. You know, you should be going out looking for permissions like I had to do. And lucky enough, I have got permissions now. But I want to do, you know, just go over the commons and, you know, I got Mitchell Common, I've got Stratton Common, I've got Fix Marsh, I've got Pollard Hill, you know, I don't detect over any of those anymore. But, you know, there is like some kind of history on them. And I just wanted to go and do a little video and, like, you know, give you a little bit of background history on them. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this channel as well later. If I can't afford to keep going out, you know, protecting. I also want to go to Farming Hills. I have been there before. I did try to get permission from the farmer over there, but he said no, it's run by Lord and Manor. But there is a pond over there, a little pond. If I can, you know, get myself another magnet, I want to go over there and check out that little pond. Because, like, you know, I'm pretty sure there might be some stuff in there actually. Well, I could wait until like the summer, and then, like, you know, hopefully the sun will kind of like empty the pond out, and I can just like walk in it and, you know, do like a service sign. Because Farthing Hills is like a well-known piece of land, and there has been stories that, you know, people had been over there before with permission, you know, meditating, and found, like, you know, loads of Roman stuff and Saxon and Norman and Viking stuff and all that kind of stuff. But now there is a ban, you know, that you're not allowed to actually detect on there, because I don't know if it's like privately land or if it's like land owned by the council. So I'm still trying to find out. But when I did go to the farm, they said no, you know, the farmland is run by a lord. So if I can find out who the lord is, I won't mind trying to find out. I don't support football. How many times I've got to keep saying this? I don't support football, right? The only reason I got this blanket is my son used to support Chelsea. And as he was, you know, getting older, he changed football teams and he was going to throw this away. I said, no, I'll have it because it's nice and warm. That's the only reason why I got it. It's a nice warm blanket. It keeps you warm on cold days like today, for instance, yeah? That's why I got the fan heater on, because sometimes it doesn't give me the heat that I want. So when I've got my blow heater on, because I don't have, you know, proper central heating in here, you can hear that whirling noise at the bottom here. That is my little blow heater down here. That's what's turned on. And sometimes that doesn't give me enough heat. So when I ain't got enough heat, I drag that over, and that actually gives me the warmth I want. But it's okay at the moment. No, I'm not a Chelsea. I don't support football whatsoever. Yeah. The story reason behind that is when I was younger, I can't remember if it's my dad or my uncle. I think it was my dad took me to a football match, yeah, over at West Ham. It was West Ham versus another team. I can't remember exactly who was playing at the time, because I was only like about 12 years old. And, you know, it's all okay. We got in, we watched the match, you know. We weren't really supportive of, you know, any of the teams. We just wanted to go to a football match and enjoy ourselves, which we was doing. But at the end of the match, as we was all coming out, a great big brawl started up, you know, because in the olden days, you know, there used to be a lot of football violence. And we got tangled up in a football violence. You know, police cars came zooming around and trying to, like, corner us off. And, you know, I thought we was going to be arrested for something we didn't do, you know, kind of thing. So I thought, no, if football's going to be like this, I don't want to be interested in football. And that's it. I never got interested in football since I was 12 years old. So I don't support any football team. I don't watch football on TV. If someone come up to me and said, right, there's a very big match, you know, and you've got like front row tickets, which are worth like 400 quid each, and, you know, you can have them free, I'll rather turn around and say, no thanks. Go and give them to someone else. Or I might take the tickets and flog them, because I won't go there. I just can't stand football. No, it's just, well, no. Don't like football, don't like rugby, don't like tennis. I used to love darts, but that gets a bit boring sometimes, darts. But sometimes if there's something else on TV, I might watch a bit of the old darts match. Hockey, can't stand. I used to like watching snooker, but I've gone off snooker as well. So sport-wise, I don't really watch any sport, to be honest with you. No, maybe sometimes once in a blue moon, you might watch a snooker match on TV or a darts match, but that's it. Someone come up to me, tickets, yeah, go and watch West Ham or Chelsea or Leeds or Liverpool or, I couldn't tell you who's in what division. I couldn't even tell you one person who plays in any teams. The only one person I used to know that played in one of the teams was Bobby Moore. He was he was a cool player. But if you said if there was a competition, name one football player right now to win $5,000, I wouldn't better tell you. So I don't like football. Can't stand it. It's suddenly I turn on my TV and every channel was fucking football. I turn the TV off, but I'll go outside for a walk or something. I just can't stand football. I can't. I ain't got nothing against people who support football and love football and go around and buying God knows. If someone has offered me money for this because I have a Chelsea supporter, I said no because it was my son's. I don't see my son that much as it is, so looking at that sometimes reminds me of my son. Oh, hang on, I better give her some biscuits. Hang on, let's turn this off. Getting warm now. I bet you're the same guy who come on my channel the other day going on about football, saying Chelsea shit. Well, they probably are. I don't know. All right, big movie set, going to the loo. See, that was like 44 years ago when I went to watch that match at West Ham. Now, I'll be honest with you, 44 years ago, I did like watching Liverpool play football. And that's before we went to the actual live football match at West Ham. I thought, Liverpool's a good team. And sometimes I would watch football on TV. But my dad was like, someone who he didn't really watch football. If wrestling was on, we'd sit and watch wrestling. We loved wrestling. I still do like wrestling sometimes. Although I think wrestling's a bit of a farce and a bit of a put on. It's like what's that word I'm trying to think of? Scripted. You know, I'm pretty sure they have meetings same way. You know, let's think of a couple of people. I've not watched wrestling for quite some time actually. Got to be about a year now. But let's say Undertaker versus Big Daddy Pump, for instance, yeah. The Steiner brothers. You know, I'm pretty sure they sit there and plan what moves they're going to do when they wrestle. Because it ain't, you know, to be honest, I don't think it's like some of the wrestling matches out there which are real raw hardcore. And I've watched some real raw hardcore wrestling matches, you know, especially the Japanese wrestling when they go in there and they use like, what are they called? Nails, tacks, ladders, tables, fluorescent tubing. You know, that's hardcore. That ain't really like, you know, made up. If it's made up, it's fucking good makeup. But if you got the Steiners first, it's like, you know, the Undertaker and his brother, you know, having a match or something. I'm pretty sure that's like, you know, they sit there in the office with the, you know, the director and say, right, oh, you do this, you do that, and make it like, you know, the Undertaker is going to be defeated. Then the Undertaker suddenly, you know, gets up and does his like little weird looking and, you know, starts beating like the Steiner brother up. And, you know, at the end, like the Undertaker wins and the Steiner brother loses. You know, that's all kind of like scripted shit. You know, when I was younger, yeah, and I'm talking about 12, 13, yeah, me and my dad used to go and watch down in Dartford. There used to be a place they used to do wrestling in Dartford. And we watched Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, you know, Steiners were there as well. Cat Weasel, remember Cat Weasel? Watched him against Giant Haystacks. Fucking hell, man, that was like a crazy thing. But, you know, how can a skinny guy like Cat Weasel beat Giant Haystacks? You know, it was like crazy, you know, kind of thing. And that was all probably scripted. But, you know, it was a laugh, you know, watching it. But that's the kind of stuff I prefer to watch, you know, wrestling instead of football. You know, I've not grown up with wrestling, you know, over the last 4 years, you know. There was a time I stopped watching wrestling completely for, you know, several years. Because there wasn't nothing else on TV, and like you see all these new stars come out, like the Stinger. You know, he's a good wrestler. You know, there's so many wrestlers I could probably mention, but I just can't think their names at the moment, you know, kind of thing. But I think it's all just show, you know, kind of thing. To be honest, you know, it's all scripted. But when you're watching like the real fighting, you know, the old stuff like the Japanese fighting, where they got, you know, fluorescent light bulbs smashing over people's heads, and like they're using Stanley knives and cutting them, and, you know, digging nails into their fucking brains and shit like that. You know, and you see all the scars they've got on their bodies. That's real hardcore fucking wrestling, man. And that's the kind of stuff I like. A bit of blood and gut, you know. I know with some of the normal wrestling, yeah, you know, you might get the freak accident, you know. They slammed over the table and, you know, they might get a few cuts or a few marks. Or they've been thrown against the actual turntable, or, you know, the actual iron fencing when it's one of those cage matches. But I have seen a few times, yeah, and people have actually done videos on them. No, the armbands on there. They sometimes have a piece of glass or a shred of metal hidden inside there, yeah. And when they get thrown against the actual cage, they're not actually impacting the cage with their head. They're stopping the head slightly quickly. And as they're coming back out, they're pulling this shard out, doing that across the head, pretending they've hurt themselves. And that's how they're doing it. And they discard the piece of glass or the piece of metal or whatever they've done where they've cut the head. They've just thrown it on the what's name. And that's where sometimes you see the wrestler, not the wrestler, the referee, kind of discard it with his feet. It's all fucking bollocks, man. No, give me if someone said, right, you've got tickets either for a Japanese hardcore match or the Stinger versus the Undertaker, I'll go for the fucking Japanese match, man. At least I know that's more professional and real than fucking what we see on TV nowadays. But another thing we used to do, we used to go watch the old car banger racing down at Crayford Stadium, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, wrestling again, yeah. Right, we went to a wrestling match because they did do them down at the Crayford Stadium as well, I believe. And they was actually doing a thing where they wanted young kids to learn wrestling, and if they think you was good enough, there would have been a possibility of getting into the actual wrestling side of thing. When you was a bit older, they would have gave you a contract or something, yeah, and taught you the ins and outs of the wrestling. And I did actually attend to a couple, but sadly I didn't get through. I just think I could have been a wrestling star years ago, but I just didn't have the ability, to be honest with you. But it's fun, going in there with a pair of shorts and matching up with someone either the same size you or skinny or fucking even more bigger. But I don't like nowadays. I don't do that. You train yourself, and if you think you're good, you go to like an audition, and like they say yeah, nay, kind of thing. But 50, well, not 50, about 40 years ago, they were actually doing that. Not on a regular basis, but they did do that. Anyway, this ain't about wrestling and fucking football and shit like that. It's about, what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah, I want to try to find out more history stuff about, place I want to go to. Like I did do a video on my other channel yesterday, my paranormal channel, and I'm a paranormal investigator as well, so that was my main hobby. But because there was so much hate and drama last year, I couldn't do it. I had to stop doing what I was doing, so I just lost the concentration and my love and passion of doing paranormal stuff. And if you haven't been to my other channel yet, I'll tell you one thing, yeah. I've had some crazy stuff happen in my flat. Crazy stuff. And some people turn around and say that's bullshit, fake. No, it ain't fake, because it's all catching on live camera. Because, I've got CCTV, DVR, and a lot of the stuff has been happening in the living room or in the kitchen while I've been in here. Because spirits don't really like to show themselves. But, if something's going to happen in the living room, and you're lucky enough to catch it on camera like I have, then I've had some paranormal activity in this flat. And I've been here like nearly 6 years, I think, now. But last year I just didn't do much because the hate and the drama, kind of like put me off doing the paranormal. But I am going to get back into the paranormal this year as well. So Haunted Experiences, my other channel is. So check that out, but don't check the last year's one out. Check out from 2016 up to 2018. There's a lot of good stuff on there. 2019 was a really shitty year, to be honest with you, because I lost the love and interest and compassion because all the hate what was going on YouTube. But I did do a stream last night doing some ghost boxing. And if you don't know what ghost box is, it's just the radio that's been hacked. You know, when you turn the radio on here, especially like a manual sweep one, you have to use a dial and turn it yourself. But if it's like one of those ones where actually automatically sweep, and when it finds a strong station, it stops. Well, there's a way you can actually bypass that and make the stations continually sweeping. And spirits are meant to be able to manipulate the white noise, the static, and the broken up radio stations that are coming through, and they're meant to be able to communicate with you. And we've had some really crazy things come through, you know, direct answers to questions, you know, kind of thing. Some people are very skeptical about it. You know, it's all fake apparently, but you know, it's not so much the ghost box as audio recording, EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. Use a digital recorder, you ask a question, you stay quiet for 30 seconds, and when you're getting a voice coming back and there's no one there with you, that's crazy as well. But I'm going to be doing, you know, paranormal as well. So that'll be on my other channel, Haunted Experiences. It used to be Southwest Ghosts, then it used to be Steve's Haunted Flat. Now it's like Haunted Experiences, because it is experiences I've had in the past. I call full-blown apparitions on camera or out on investigations. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start up with the paranormal again. I'm going to be doing some more nature walks when the weather gets better, you know, when summer turns up. We've got the longer daytimes and, you know, nice hot weather. And those nature walks will probably be with me walking around and giving you a little bit of background, you know, on the history on it. I still do my metal detecting. If I can afford to get myself another magnet, I'm going to get myself one of those neodymium double-sided ones and do some more magnet fishing. You know, I still got a magnet, but it's cracked all the way through the middle. And, you know, when you got a cracked magnet, it doesn't hold, you know, the strength of it. The energy doesn't, like, pick up the stuff that you used to pick up. And there are a lot of places I can go to, you know, doing magnet fishing. So say like Farthing Downs, there's a pond down there, or a little lake down there, along the main road, not far from the actual viewing point. And I want to go down there with a magnet. Can't take my metal detector because I've already been, you know, rejected. But if I can try to find out where the Lord is, you know, the landowner, I'm going to see if I can try to get permission and do some of the farm fields down there. There is a couple of fields over near Addington area, which I want to go and look at and see if I can get permissions over there. I'm going to look into about the Epsom Downs as well. I think it's like £25, £30 for the permit, but they only give like 25 permits out each year, and I'm pretty sure they've already been stacked up. So I'm going to try to ring Epsom Downs up and try to find out when the best time is to actually get the application form in. Because, you know, you could have a permit for Epsom Downs for the last 10 years and thinking, like, you know, oh, I'm going to get it again. No, it's first come, first serve over there. So, and even if you have the permits for the last 10 years, it doesn't mean you're going to get one for, you know, for the next year, the 11th year. So I want to find out about Epsom Downs. I might take a trip over to Reading one day if I can afford it. It's going to cost me about £20 there and back. And I'm going to have to purchase a permit, which is £10 over there. And you've got access to about 30 locations. You've got all the fields, you've got parks, you've got commons, you've got woodlands. And it's just a £10, you know, permit. But they don't do it through, you know, like email or postage. You actually got to go there and purchase it. And it's not in Reading Council. You have to go to the big sports centre when they actually do them. I don't know if you can actually do the sports ground detect, but There are a few locations near the actual sports ground, which I'll probably look at because, like, if I'm going to travel around to different locations, it's going to just cost me too much money. But as long as I've got a permit, I could probably go to Reading 2 or 3 times within the year, and I'll cover myself with the permit then. Do a little bit of research on the locations, find out, what place has been hit, what place hasn't been hit. Was I going to try and find out if I can get some permissions in people's gardens? I'm going to have a little kind of like ride around and see if anyone's got any big gardens and see if I can get permission to do some gardens. Slightly Americans, been watching a lot of American channels, and in America, they do have houses, and the house has got big property, pretty big gardens as well, and most of the time they're lucky enough to get permission to dig in someone's garden. But when, I don't know if you watch Not Thirsty or the Stealth Diggers, fuck me, man, they go to places which have got hectares of land, hectares and hectares of lands, and they get permission and melt detect on them, kind of thing. Now we don't get that here. We got most of the woodlands forestry is run by the Forestry Commission or the council, and it's practically no to melt detecting. So unless you've got someone who's got a property and some woodland on their property, or just like fields or whatever here, then it's okay if you get permission. Like one video I watched, I think it's what's his channel name? I just watched it a minute ago. Hold on. He did a video a while back, the Grim Bleeper. Just watched his new video. Oh crap! Hang on, I'll just go and close Facebook down. Not Facebook, YouTube. The Grim Bleeper. He did a video a while back here, telling you how to get permissions, and he said sometimes you're lucky. If you go around all the farmlands and ask if you can melt detect on their land, you might get lucky with people saying yes straight away. You might get people saying no, and then the ones who you say no to, if you've got permission near to them, and from another farmer, and all the farmers talking to each other, and they know that you're a good enough person, and you're finding stuff and you're showing the stuff to the landowner and letting the landowner have something to find. And sometimes some of the people who turn around and say no will probably change their mind and say yes. I watched another video. Some guy's been trying to get permission on the farm for years, and every time he sees the guy, he say, "Oh, how about letting me detect in your land?" He keeps saying no all the time. This landowner, until one day this farm landowner broke down right in the country lane, and the guy who melt detects, who just goes up to him sometimes and have a laugh, saying, "How about me detecting?" and always getting the point blank no from this farmer. He actually was driving down the same lane one day, and he saw this guy. I think he had a flat tire, or he's trying to change the wheel or something here. There's something on the farmer's car anyway. Oh, actually, it's stuck in mud, and the farmer couldn't get it out. So he pulled over, and he didn't know it was the farmer who's always turned down, his request to metal detect. He drove past and stopped. He goes, "Here, mate, you want a hand?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to have an hand." And he realised it was the farmer who's always turned around and said no. And the farmer goes, hang on a minute, aren't you the guy who's been asking permission to do, detect my land? And I've always said no. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, you know what? Because you're helping me out now, I'm going to give you that permission. So, when you actually see farms and, or paddocks and, if they own the land, if you kind of help them out, they will probably eventually turn around and say yes, kind of thing. So when I got my first permission, Ron told me there used to be a guy that used to metal detect there, but he died, several years ago. And I told him, well, you let me detect here all the trunk I find, I'll throw to one side. So, it's not going to damage your horse's hoofs or whatever. And it won't tangle them up. If I find barbed wire, in the ground, I'll remove that. Any of the finds I find, I'll show you, in case there's anything of interest that you want. Any problems whatsoever, if I see one on your land, I'll let you know. And, he was okay with that. And he said, yeah, go ahead. So that's how I got my first permission, by saying, well, you give me permission, I'll help you out. And he has actually been doing some work on his land. He's been putting like this gravel stones on these like little roadway. And I said, anytime you want me to help you, let me know. And he's been doing it. And I keep saying, look, you've done it. Why didn't you ask me to help you? He goes, no, it's all right, mate, I'll do it. And I said, no, but, it cut the time down. But when I was up there the other day, kind of like metal detecting, he's still doing it. And he knew I was here. He just didn't want me to do anything, really. He was happy with me being there, metal detecting. Even when, when was it, about nearly 2 months ago, someone had fly tipped on his land. And I didn't know about it. It was only until like later in the daytime, I saw his wife there. And she goes, oh, you want Ron? He's over there. He's like burning some stuff that someone fly tipped over there. And it was a bloody cold day as well. So I went over and I said, oh, if I'd seen that, mate, I would have gave you a call, but I didn't know it was there. So I didn't come through this way. I came through a different way this time. So he said, no, don't worry about it. I'm burning it now, you can see. And like, but if you do see anything, just let us know. And he actually changed the bloody padlock to his gate and everything, yeah? Stop the fly tippers. And the other day when I was there, I was milk detecting on one of the fields on his land, and someone called me, and I thought, and I turned around, and there's a guy over near the fencing, yeah, calling out to me, yeah. So I went over to see what he wanted because I couldn't hear him, and he said, "Oh, some horses have escaped. They were on the football pitch." I went, "Oh, right. How many is there?" And he goes, 4. I said, "Well, I don't know it from here, but I'll give my landowner a call just in case there are his horses," which I did do. I rang him, but his home number just picked up an answer phone. I didn't have Ron's mobile number, but I did get it that day. And then I also rang up the new permission, and I said to him, "Look, I don't know if they were your horses, but someone just told me that there's 4 horses that escaped and they're on the football field. I don't know if they're yours or Tom's or whatever, but if you can send someone up to check them, because otherwise this guy said he's going to ring the police up, kind of thing." Well, the new permission said, like, I can't get there now because I'm not even near home. He goes, I'll have to try to ring my son up and get him up there. Now, after about half an hour later, one did turn up, and I told him, and as I went to tell him, the guy who informed me that the horses had escaped was actually talking to him. And I said, oh, that guy just told me, like, a little while ago, I did try to ring you, but, because I hadn't got your mobile, I had to ring your home number. He goes, oh, yeah, I don't think they're my horses. I don't think they're, the other horses. I think they were horses from way on the other side, kind of thing. And they do normally escape sometimes, but they always make their own way back. I wasn't really worried about it. But, thanks for letting us know anyway, because it could have been some of their horses or ponies. But I knew it weren't Tom's because I know Tom's got about 8 or 9 horses and I counted them. And there was 8 or 9 there. But with the new landowner, which is just on the border of like Tom's property, I don't know how many horses there were, but it could have been some of his horses. It might not have been, I don't know. But at least I informed them that there was horses out. And that's what you need to do, you've got property, permissions, and you see like animals escaped, on the main road or, in a park or on a football pitch or something, it's always worth giving your landowner a shout and saying, look, there's some horses or cows or sheep or pigs or whatever that might have escaped, because then they know that you care and that you are looking out for them and you're looking out for their land and their stock, their animal stock. But so that's how you can get your permissions, right? By promising to help them out if you can. So like one woman I spoke to, I've still not heard anything from her or her husband. She said she likes gardening, but the thing is, Dean, I said, well, if I get permission, you give me permission. Anytime you want me to dig some holes for you, I'll dig your holes. That's what milk detecting about, digging holes and looking for that metal trash. I'm helping to clear the metal trash out from your land. And there might be some nice antiques of valuables there that you might like to have yourself. And she did say she had a gardener, but sometimes a gardener doesn't turn up. So I said, I can always help you by doing a bit of gardening for you as well, if I'm there at the time. Because you could go up there and metal detect, and when you're there, you expect to metal detect, and they might think, well, hang on a minute, I've given him permission, you can't really turn around and say fuck off, kind of thing. If I ask him to do something for me, he'll probably turn around and say, yeah, no problem. It means like taking an hour or two off his, milk detecting search. And that's what I would do, If I expect to go up there to do milk detecting for 4 or 5 hours, and the landowner wants me to help them to like shift some hay or help to lay the pebble stuff down on the ground or repair a building or something, then I would do. Because if I turn around and said no, all you got to do is turn around and say, well, can't help me out, mate. Well, fuck off. Don't come back in any milk detecting. So you've always got to try to, please your landowner, your permission. Help them out when they need it, if they need you. Hello, Tango. Barcelona, eh? See, West County Cleggs just put a new video up. Special personal announcement by West County Clegg. I'll be going and watching that in a minute. $20 subscribers. Right, Tango, we just got to keep an eye on the trolls, because we get trolls on there causing problems. And I don't let anyone on here, on any of my channels, to be honest, who hasn't got more than 5 subscribers or any video content. I know you ain't got video content, but at least you got 20 subscribers, so you're okay. But I do like to see video content, see what kind of hobbies or interests you have as well. But what I will do is say I want to go and do some not so much, I'll still do my milk detecting once, twice a week or whatever. But I want to start doing some more nature kind of walks, or even on my bike, ride around on my bike and do some nature stuff, do some video on there, like the fields and, the woodlands, and give you a little bit of a history rundown, letting you know how long the land's been like this for, what kind of activities happened on the land. Just give you a little bit of a rundown on, like a 200-year history. Like I did try to do one on Putney Common. I've done some research on it, and there has been a lot of Civil War battles on there. There's even been duels on there as well, but what part of the Commons I don't know. But we're not allowed to do on there because, the sheriffs of Wimbledon Common do tend to drive around, and I have been told not to milk detect on there once before because some old biddy went past me with a dog and gave me a bit of a weird look, and she was the one who probably gassed me up. And sheriffs came around and said, oh, sorry, mate, you can't milk detect here. It's on the bylaws. So, well, I did look at bylaws. I couldn't find it. But some of the councils have two types of bylaws. One's just a cut down short version, but then they had the long version, and he was able to like read that long version saying, no, sorry, you can't, you milk detect here, you know, it's against the law, blah, blah, blah. We can, you know, like get you arrested and prosecuted you, but as it's your first time being caught, you know, we're going to let you go and keep your gear. Just don't come back on you and milk detect anymore. And when I told them that, you know, there was information on MCMD on one of the websites, I think it's I'll put it on my phone actually. I still want to purchase the actual subscription on this, but it's like 35 quid for the subscription. I'm not paying that. I'm under the MCMD, like, you know, website, which is like £8, so I'm covered up to like £10 million for libel damage. But Archie Dig, that's like £35 membership, I think it is. And when I told them about there's information about Roman fines being found on Wimbledon Common, oh no, there ain't. I said, oh yes, there is. I said, you go to that website, there's been recorded information that Roman coins and other Roman artifacts were found. Well, there shouldn't be no information on that, because like even Time Team came here trying to get permission, and we turned them down. So we're turning down a big TV company to try to, you know, get permission to archaeology dig on here, and we turned them down. Who had done that dig, done it illegally, and we will be investigating and trying to get that information withdrawn. And we could prosecute the company who's actually put that information on. I don't think they did, because it's still up on there that I remember. You just got to be, you know, like, if you're on the land, you know, like many people say, you know, get permission and dig on the land. You know, some council would let you, some council won't. And all the councils in my area, the surrounding area, all turned around and said no kind of thing. So I've had to go further afield, you know, and even if it ain't council land, you know, if it's under like the Wandle Trust, I've rang up the Wandle Trust, and they said, well, as long as like, you know, it's on the river walkway, then there shouldn't be, you know, too much of an issue. But if anyone does stop you, you know, just move on kind of thing. But some of the River Wandle isn't like run by the River Wandle Trust, it's under like private property, you know. Someone might have bought like a big plot of land and the River Wandle runs through it, and that's their part of the River Wandle. It could be like different councils, the River Wandle's going through, you know, and you know, if it's a council land, then you've got to ring up the council. So it's the River Wandle Trust, Wandle Valley, different councils, landowners. You know, you've got to find out what part you want to actually detect along there and get permission. But if it's council, they're going to turn around and say no. But there is many parks around here, and some of them I think are actually privately owned. There's one not far from me, which is an old football club, and I did Google it, and you know, they got football clubs everywhere across the country. So this one, you know, ain't being used, but it's like double locks. You got one set of big gates there, then you drive down and you move. Then there's another great big set of like gates. Hello, Sean. When are we getting Steve's indoor adventures? We're not. Unless you're a paranormal investigator, then you get indoor adventures indoors with the paranormal on my Haunted Experience channel. That's my indoor adventures. What am I going to do in here, adventure-wise? You can't do any kind of adventures in here. Don't be silly. So, you know, the councils can be a bit of a bastard. You know, they won't let you dig. You know, with West Campus Clegg, for instance, yeah. You know, he knows some of the people who works for the council, and you know, they put a good word in for him, and he's able to like dig on council land. There are certain councils in the country where you can actually, milk detect, such as like, as I say, Reading. You can milk detect on certain parts of Epsom. But Epsom, it's like trying to get into that 25 membership gap and paying like £35 membership for the year. You might be lucky enough to get a permit. You might not. It's first 25 come, first 25 served. So it's hard trying to get permissions, to be honest with you. But if you've got like several farms and they've all turned around and said no, but one person says yes, that farmer might start speaking to the other farmers and say, well, this guy's a great guy, he's always covering his holes up. He shows us what we find, he's even giving us some of the stuff what we find. He's a trustworthy guy. Once it gets around, the other farmers might turn around and say, all right then, tell them to come knock on my door, we'll have a chat and, give him permission again. Or for the first time, whatever. I'm also trying to find, like old footpaths. But there ain't many around here because, I've been in the London Surrey area, every time I go out, there's always new fucking things being built. That part of the wasteland, that may have been there for 20 years or something now started being like, renovated and, construction's been there. When I walked from Cottage Wood all the way through to Hackbridge, further on, I think it might have been the day I actually accidentally met up with Jamie Boy. There's like, along the River Wandle on the left-hand side, which I was actually on, there's like 4 different constructions going on, all in about a quarter mile, half a mile of each other. New blocks of flats, apartments being built. And that's, taking up the land, and that's why we ain't got no land to fucking milk detect on, Now, where I live, there are some like apartments, like, big complexes, and in the middle, you've got like some grassland there. I'm thinking of going over there and giving that a go one day. Because it's not council land. It'd be under like some kind of housing association, I suppose. And if I can try and find out who owns it and ring them up and say, can I just like milk detect on the grassland? They might say yes, they might say no, But it's always trying to, getting the permission. You can't really be digging somewhere illegally because you can be like arrested and fined and, have your gear confiscated, and you just spent like hundreds or £1,000s of like money on your equipment. You're going to lose it, aren't you? And that's what you don't want to do. So, like, when I travel around, I try to find or keep an eye out for like some places that have been like knocked down and probably like new construction is going to be built. Normally they might turn around and say no because of health and safety. I did go past one the other day actually, and it's just like an empty plot. There weren't no building, there weren't no machinery or nothing, but it's all surrounded with like a wooden fencing, but it had no contact number. If I had a contact number, I wrote it down and asked if I could get in, get permission. If they say yeah, they might say, well, like, you can need a key, and they might post a key out to you. And you go there as many times as you want, but it's not that big, It's only probably about an acre of that, probably, pretty much, you could probably do it in 2 days. So it ain't going to always be like milk detecting on it. I'm going to do nature walks, magnet fishing when I can afford to buy a new magnet. Just like a little bit of history stuff as well on location I visit. I have got maps on my permission at the moment, from like the mid 1860s all the way up to like 1987 kind of thing, And you can see, the differences between the land, what's happened on that land in that 150-year kind of like stretch of time, you know, kind of thing. So that's what I want to try to do. You know, I'm not really into like a lot of research, and you know, I'm not a real history buff, but I might start doing a little bit like that, because I can't afford to get going out and doing milk detecting on my permissions. Cost me too much money on travel costs, you know, kind of thing. So if I can get to certain locations on a push bike, you know, as long as it's a few hours out, I'll be doing that as well. Yeah, I uploaded another video with me and Alan on Monday. We're going to be meeting up not next Monday, but the week after. I don't think it will be a Monday. It might be a Tuesday or Thursday, but we're going to be meeting up in a couple of weeks' time. Going to one of our little locations we've been to before. Let's see what we can find now. But I'm going to try and like look around for some other kind of like woodlands and find out who owns them and see if I can get permission on them. It's not all the woodlands, you know, and parks and fields are like owned by councils. You might find a house which has got, you know, a couple of acres with a garden, some woodlands on the back, which they probably own. Because like with my newer permission that I just got before Christmas, which I've not even detected on yet, he told me that, you know, wherever they live, one of the family members threw a ring in the wooded area. So that means they've got woods in the back of their garden. They want me to go and detect it. So I said, well, you know, let me like start detecting your land for a little bit first, you know, wait until you get to know me, and then we can always sort that out and I can come and look for that ring. It's supposed to be a diamond gold ring that some woman got angry through. They couldn't find it, so they want me to go and look for it. And if I do find it and they offer me some kind of reward, I'll turn the reward down. I say, no, you know, you give me the reward by letting me milk detect on your land, you know, kind of thing. And if their garden's quite big and it's got woodlands on, I'll ask them if I can, you know, do some more detecting there in the future. It's always like, you know, worth showing your landowner, you know, some of the stuff you do find. Even if you like it and you want it yourself, and they look in and say, well, I'd like to have that, you know, letting them have a choice of what they you do find, you know. Even if it's like the gold coin, you know. You know, what you're going to do is split a gold coin in half and ruin it. Don't think so. As long as you know that you found it and you've documented it and your landowner wants it, you know, you could always share it. So, well, you know, well, let me keep it for a couple of months and I'll give it to you. You can have it then, you know. I just want to show it around to my friends and family and like reviewers that I've got it, I found it. And if he was to sell it, you know, there'd be like a 50-50 split on the actual selling fee once they make money on it if they sell it. But depends on how old the coin is, you know. You've got to like actually like document it and like let the fines office, you know, the liaison officer know that you found it, you know. And if it is an important find, you know, you've got to go to like the ancestry fines department, and they got to like look at it and value it and see if it's of any importance, and if it is, they feel like it needs to be like kept and, you know, probably put in a museum, then they will probably give you like a finder's fee, and then you split that finder's fee between you. Right, that's it. I'm gonna go. So I need to get out and go to the bathroom, have something to eat, and I think the next video will probably be Friday afternoon when I go out and do a bit of milk detecting on my main permission, and I hope to start my other permission, which is on the border, because like you got the ones there, and he's got like fencing, and then you got the other permission, which is my second one, and it's a lot bigger than Ron's, and it's going to take me even longer to do that one, because I've been doing Ron's for about 6 months now, I think 5-6 months. Well, I've only been there about, you know, 15 times. It still take me a bloody long time to do it on my own. And even when I've done it once, you know, I'm going to give it back 6 months, then go back on and redo it. You know, because like with a lot of people, they say that they've hammered fields completely. You know, they've been there hundreds of times, but you can always go back, and you're still going to find stuff. You know, and using different detectors always help to find stuff as well. Right, so as I say, Friday will probably be the next one. That's the next day where it's going to be kind of dry and a bit sunny, hopefully, if the weather doesn't change. And when I get home, I'll upload the video. And any other updates on the channel, I'll let you know. But when I'm going out, you know, doing this nature walk stuff, that'll probably start maybe in a couple of weeks' time. I just want to try to research a few places before I go there, get some background. Something with me going there and not knowing nothing about it and doing a video saying, well, this is a nice tree, you know, I wonder how old that is, you know, I wonder how old this pathway is. I want to learn about some of the locations, you know, get some history background to make it a bit more of an interesting video when I go out on these little nature rides or nature walks or whatever. All right, I've got to go. I'll catch you on the next one. See you later. I'll be ready for the video on Friday if one gets uploaded. Cheers, laters.